And I want to say this also, that doctrinal teachings has completely done damage to my family. And I want to ask that Dr. Abel Damina leave my family alone. To encourage another man's wife to be arrogant, insubordinate, rebellious, and to attend your crusade personally without the express permission of her husband, whether it's in the Tafabalawa crusade in Bauchi State without my permission, or it was the Just crusade you held and she went without my permission. I want to know, I want the world to know that no man of God will encourage another man's wife to be so insubordinate, to be so arrogant, to be so rebellious. So please, if anything happens to my family, I want to say at this point that Dr. Abel Damina should be held responsible.
Him saying that his wife is disobeying him, his wife is siding with his enemy, Dr. Abel Damina, doesn't help him solve the problem. No, that would just help the wife to divorce him. Sorry for laughing. Pardon me. This is very serious. It's just funny. People don't understand how social media work, right? Social media is not a place you go and look for people who party on the show there. No. Hello, my brothers and sisters. We thank God for videos, right? We thank God for video technology so that people cannot say something and deny of ever saying those things. We thank God for videos. So, let me not put words into your own mouth, okay? But watch what this man of God had to say. And then tell me if what he said before this video and what he is saying now are the same thing or not. And if not, who was the person that said the earlier thing, and how different is what he said before and what he's saying now? Let me not waste your time. Watch.
My name is Apostle Paul Odola. My attention has been drawn to a video making the rounds that I said that Dr. Abel Damina ordained me and Dr. Paul Enenche on the same day, and referring to the fact that it was the same oil. You see, this is the same false narrative projected that I am choosing to correct.
I was ordained the same day by the same man in the same place with the same bottle of oil that came on Dr. Paul Enenche. Ordained in 1996 Ministers Conference, February the 7th. We were ordained to be grafted into the branches that Dr. Abel Damina was planning to open.
I have come out to publicly deny and correct the false allegation that Dr. Abel Damina ordained Dr. Paul Enenche into ministry. Looking at the pictures on my Facebook, what happened in 1996 was not an ordination service. I want to say this categorically. It was an official prayer to license me as the coordinator of ICMA in Bauchi State. That prayer was not an ordination. Everybody that was in that 1996 Ministers Conference will agree with me that it was not an ordination service. I was officially prayed for as a coordinator of ICMA in Bauchi State, and I was given a coordinator certificate and a fellowship card from 1996 to 1997 as it is on the post. So no one can claim that anyone else was equally ordained on that day into ministry. I think it is important that I clear the air on this matter and put it to rest that it was not an ordination service that happened on that day. This video is to put the record straight. What happened on that day was not an ordination, because nobody should lay claim to another man's greatness and impact. I was given a certificate as a coordinator for ICMA in Bauchi State and a card of fellowship with Dr. Abel Damina for a year, the year 1996 to 1997. I think this should be able to clear the air and put the record straight. Discussing Dr. Paul Enenche with Dr. Abel Damina, when we had that discussion, you could see that envy, you could see the jealousy, you could see the hate You could see the inability to stomach the accomplishment and the achievement ministerially of Dr. Paul Enenche. And so, categorically, in one of the statements, he said, Dr. Paul Enenche is now so big and great, and his impact is everywhere. What has he done for us? He has left us behind. So let's leverage on his name and associate ourselves with his accomplishment for the purpose of relevance. Odola, you that you are even coming into Abuja now, it will be easier for you to gain acceptance if you say that Dr. Abel ordained you and Paul Enenche the same day. That will give you general acceptance. And you see, that is the same fallacy. That is the same false narrative that I felt I was tired of projecting, and the pressure to perpetually put it out there, that I had to reconsider my decisions and my association, so that I don't keep propagating this false narrative born out of hate, jealousy, envy for a man's accomplishment, attainment, ministerial achievement, and global impact. And so anybody that listens to the manner and approach with which Dr. Abel communicates this ordination claim can easily tell the envy, can easily point at the jealousy, can easily see the intent and purpose for which such false claims have been made. And so therefore, I think it is my responsibility to put the record straight. And so therefore, I want to say this, that no amount of blackmail, no amount of false publication, no amount of wrong impression created about me will deter me from saying the truth. The record needs to be put straight so that we don't undermine in any way, in any form, the great work that God is using Dr. Paul Enenche to do in our time and in our generation. I won't be part of it. And I need you to know that if you look at the accomplishment of this great man and the impact he's making in our generation, his manner of crusades, his healing and deliverances, his lifestyle, his approach to ministry, his principles, his forthrightness, his uprightness, it does not in any way reflect the person and ministry of Dr. Abel Damina. So therefore, we should not allow that lie to fly. I feel I owe my generation the responsibility to correct that. I want to categorically state that I don't subscribe to the religious, to the doctrinal teachings of Dr. Abel Damina and the manner and approach with which he communicates them arrogantly, disrespectfully, undermining the pillars, the spiritual practices I have come to uphold and refer as a pastor and as a Christian. And I want to say this also, that doctrinal teachings has completely done damage to my family, and I want to ask that Dr. Abel Damina leave my family alone. To encourage another man's wife to be arrogant, insubordinate, rebellious, and to attend your crusade personally without the express permission of her husband, whether it's in the Tafabalawa crusade in Bauchi State without my permission, or it was the Just crusade you held and she went without my permission. I want to know, I want the world to know that no man of God will encourage another man's wife to be so insubordinate, to be so arrogant, to be so rebellious. So please, if anything happens to my family, I want to say at this point that Dr. Abel Damina should be held responsible, because he is encouraging and supporting such level of insubordination and lack of submission and rebellious approach to family issues. And if anything happens further, I think he should be held responsible. I want to also say categorically that I have asked my lawyer to reveal all the comments, all the posts, all the rebellious allegations against me, and anyone found to be unfounded, which most virtually all are, I am going to take them legally on without reservation. And so if anybody is putting any claim out there, it should be ready and should have proper evidences for them. Otherwise, we will meet in court. It's important that we clear the air so that we can put this fallacy to rest and not give credibility to lie. Even though ab initio, I was part of that misconception and part of that false narrative, and I've chosen to retract my step for the purpose of posterity. And I believe this should do justice to everyone who knows the truth, wants the truth, and cares for the truth.
So this man of God here, Apostle Paul Odola, is trying to distance himself from the man of God, Dr. Abel Damina, and he is now sucking up to Dr. Paul Enoche. Well, like most humans, right? They follow the tide. They do whatever serves them the most, which is good. But I don't think that the whole issue about Dr. Paul Enoche and Dr. Abel Damina is about Paul Enoche's popularity or connections or anything like that. No. The whole issue is that Dr. Abel Damina said that he ordained Paul Enoche and he guided him into becoming a minister of God. So my question has always been that if this was a lie, why has Paul Enoche himself not come and debunk it? If it was a lie, why has he not come out and said, listen, my learned colleague, listen, my fellow pastor, you did not do what you are claiming to have done. This person did, not you. Why has he not said so? He hasn't said so, which means that Dr. Abel Damina is not lying about this. Maybe they are no longer in good terms. Dr. Abel Damina and Dr. Paul Enoche are no longer in good terms. Maybe they don't see eye to eye. But this whole ordination of a thing might be true because Dr. Abel Damina has provided a lot of videos to support his claims. And you, Apostle Paul, you are just saying here without no evidence. And if Dr. Abel was lying, I am sure Dr. Paul Enoche would have said something. He would have said something. The fact that he has been so quiet on this issue, he has not said a word about it, only goes to clarifies that Dr. Abel Damina is not lying. He is not lying. And secondly, you can see the bitterness on Apostle Paul Odola's face. According to him, Dr. Abel Damina is the one breaking apart his family, is the one encouraging his wife to go against him. And this is one thing I really, really hate. I honestly hate, because I have faced a similar situation like this, whereby people won't blame their loved ones for the wrong things they do, but they will blame other people for it. When I was in, high school, I had a friend who was doing something that parents did not appreciate. And instead of the parents talking to their child and trying to correct their child, they focus on me. They blame me. And according to them, I was the one bringing bad influence on their child. It's the same thing Paul Odola is saying here. He is blaming Dr. Abel Damina for the wrongdoings of his wife. Listen, my man, if you cannot control your wife, if you cannot make your wife listen to you, don't go blaming other people. Don't go blaming other people. Blame yourself. Blame your inability to put words through your wife. Blame your inability to put your house in order. Don't go blaming other people. If your wife was really your wife, if your wife was really someone who believes in you, if your wife was really someone who thought that you are the husband and she has to be on the same line with the husband, she would not have been doing things without your approval. She would not have been doing things that would be against you. She will not do things with people you consider your enemy. But the fact that she is doing all this just goes to show how broken your home is. And rather than talking about Dr. Paul Enoche or Dr. Abel Damina, why not focus on fixing your broken home first? Why not focus on that? Why not focus on the problem that is eating up your marriage? Focus on that. Get that fixed. Get that fixed. And talking about suing people who, according to what you are saying, might have made false allegations or false claims against you. Well, you are in an area of social media, and when you put yourself out there, people will talk against you. And the things people will say against you might not be what you want to hear. Okay, so get that straight. When you are a popular person, when you are on social media, and when you are commenting on very controversial issues, it's just a matter of time before people start talking about you. It's just a matter of time before people start saying things that you might not want to hear. I am not saying that just about the man of God, but even myself too. People say things on this our little channel that really, really gets into me. People say things that makes me wonder if those people are really thinking for themselves or not. People, rather than focusing on the issues, will decide to attack the messenger. And that is it. That is just how things are. If you don't want people to talk about you or against you, don't get yourself into controversial issues. Don't put yourself on social media, because when you do that, people will attack you. Now, I'm not saying it's a great thing for people to do. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not even by any means saying that people should do that. I am just mainly stating the obvious facts. People will do it. Whether I like it or not, whether you like it or not, is irrelevant. Is immaterial. People will do it. They will do it. So don't come here complaining. Don't come here whining. And remember, don't put your personal issues, your family issues on social media. Social media is the worst place to ever bring your relationship issue on. Never. Don't do it. Never, never, never. Remember, never, never, never. You won't get anything out of it. Him saying that his wife is disobeying him, his wife is siding with his enemy, Dr. Abel Damina, doesn't help him solve the problem. No, that would just help the wife to divorce him. Sorry for laughing. Pardon me. This is very serious. It's just funny. People don't understand how social media work, right? Social media is not a place you go and look for people who party on the shoulder. No. No one is your friend on social media, okay? You guys might outline on certain issues, but believe me, there are a lot of issues that you guys will never agree on. Never, ever. So, don't take your personal issues on social media. Don't do it. Don't do it. So, my man of God, Apostle Paul, Odola, please, be your own man. Do your own thing. Stop sucking up to Dr. Paul Enoche. Stop it. Stop. Don't do it. And stop bringing your relationship issue between you and your wife onto social media. Don't do it. You are making things worse for yourself. And remember, before you say something on social media, be very careful. Give it a thought through. Because there are cameras, there are videos, and videos don't lie. They don't. And social media is a place that can keep a record for eternity, if I may put it that way. So when you set something on social media, know that there will be proof lingering on social media. Okay? So you coming here to dispute what you said, it just makes you look more funny. It's like, we heard what you said. All of us heard it. There wasn't any difficulty in hearing what you said. What you said wasn't rocket science. Everyone heard what you said. So you cannot come here and start saying, this was what I meant. I didn't mean this. No. The man of God is bitter. Maybe Dr. Abel Damina is making his wife fight him. And now he's decided to go against him. But anyway, to you guys out there, let me hear your take on what the man of God said in this video. Do you believe that Apostle Paul Odola might have misspoke when he said what he said in that previous video? And then the video he's making now might be the right thing? And also, are you with the opinion that taking your personal issues, taking your relationship issues on social media is the right thing to do or not? Let us hear all that in the comment section below, because like always, we love hearing what you have to say. Please don't forget to like the video, share it, and also you can download it and upload to your own platforms, or you can comment on what I said and then tell me what you think is wrong and what you think is right. And when you do that, make sure I know your own platform so I will follow you, and I will also listen to what you've said. Thank you.